Hey, my name is Dominic again. I'm doing my final presentation. I'm named it Securing the Bag. I really want to raise questions of what's next for music. We've been learning a lot about the history and seeing how things have progressed and gotten us here. I really want to know what's next because I consider myself like a music head now, and I'm craving something new and exciting. Because it seems to be all the same now and all about the same subject matter. So I kind of just want to dive into that for a little bit. So yeah, this is how music shows the chase of the American dream is bigger than it's ever been before, and what that means for what the industry stands for. 45 minutes of fame. Um, in the new millennium, the chase of fame and fortune has reached new heights with the help of internet culture, turning those 15 minutes of fame into now 45 minutes of profit. So someone can get famous quickly, even quicker than usual and before, but now they're even able to stay famous longer and profit off of what they're able to sell to the masses. Influence lifestyle is now becoming the goal for many of the youth of today. When people ask kids what they want to be when they grow up now, most of the answers now are YouTuber or Instagram famous or a rapper. Um, so yeah, going viral and being able to obtain and maintain the attention of the global scale, especially because the attention span is a lot smaller than it used to be. Things come in and out very quickly for us. We're now in a society of monetizing ourselves, so being able to have a personality and able to profit off of it is something that a lot of people weren't able to do before. So it's not only are you catching people's attention, but if you're catching people's attention in the sense that you're able to show that you're different than other people, people want to keep looking at you. And how do you make a profit off of that? And that's definitely been very prevalent in the music industry, in the sense that a lot of like the new upcomers necessarily might not be the most talented, but they're the biggest personalities that are on the scene right now. So yeah, capitalism or capitalizing. One of the biggest examples of this for me was Lil Nas X's success. A person who didn't have much going for him in music to begin with, and didn't really have like a natural upbringing that most of like legends or stars that we've talked about before who grew up practicing every day, grew up with singing lessons and dancing lessons. He was just an internet kid who has now had the longest number one in American history. Uh, Gotten Grammys off of a project, off of the song. So it's easy to see through him like that this is working for people. Like being able to DIY anything, but selling your personality in a package deal, marketing yourself to a grander scale, honestly leads to like profitable success and longevity. Like now he's working on his second album and has got the world's attention. Like it's pretty like substantial and like exciting to see that this is happening for people. But also it's like, so now what? So like what are we gonna sing about and talk about? And I think now we've gotten to a point where since trap music has hit the mainstream, most of it is about a flashy lifestyle or about cars and money and women and girls. And it's like when you look at Future, Travis, and the Migos, they are to me the figureheads of where we are now, um, and just trap music's chokehold. The trap music aesthetic, trap music has had the chokehold on popular music since the late 2010s and up until now. The music uses heavy bass and synth along with autotune, so it makes it very palatable to the ear, but makes it almost fun and like crowd like, so you want to listen to it. Getting a start and being played in strip clubs was where it hit underground. And when you're in strip club culture, especially for rappers, it's all about flaunting your wealth to the people who are also there and showing that you're able to provide a lifestyle while you're somewhere that they can't. And so it's easy to want to emulate that and maintain that yourself. So expensive jewels, beautiful women, and luxury brand cars. that subject matter is now top of the charts. Like it's what we listen to now. Like what is a hit record is talking about how much money you have, what you're able to do with it, who you're able to impress with this money. Yeah, from strip clubs to chart toppers. Future was in this documentary for GQ. I linked it in this presentation. That when trap music got started, it was so underground, and it really was necessarily trap music. Like a lot of people who were rapping were living a lifestyle that they were selling drugs, getting the money, and then going to the club to spend it to like show that they were about a lifestyle. And so he was able to get his music played in these clubs and having people party to music that you're making while flaunting it really was what trap music was becoming and is now. It's like if you're able to sell a lifestyle in music when music is now like how we tell history, it's insane to see. Like we're now in an era where our music is just saying that we lived through party times. We are out spending money that we don't have and enjoying it. So yeah, time on the clock goes TikTok. So subject matter in recent years has gone from most hit songs being about relationships, finding new love, or the loss of old love, to changing to the simple declaration of wealth and success. So a lot of people, because of our ages, the youth today are less likely to seek out marriage than ever before. Staying single for the chase of success or our dreams has become more of the cultural mindset. So it's like songs that people like the Beatles or Michael Jackson or like Etta James were singing when they first came out in those different decades won't have the same effect on people our age or younger. It's all about we want to talk about partying, we want to sing about having a good time with our friends, buying really cool clothes, cool cars. The change of perspective has led to this new topic, leading the change of radio play. People still sing about love every once in a while, but it's not as successful as it could have been in the past. So I think a good example is that new Olivia Rodrigo girl came without that new album called Sour. It's about a heartbreak, which is kind of hard to relate if you're not her age or reminiscing on a high school breakup. So it's interesting because people like it and it's really well made, but it's still not getting as much success as a Future record will or a Travis Scott record will or just anything that is more of like insta culture. I'll put in a clip of one of my favorite documentary moments. Beyonce was talking about making her fourth album, and she was saying that people don't really make albums anymore, and I think that's kind of true. People, like she said, are just trying to sell a hit and seeing how much money they can make off of that, and then once that's done, keep going and keep going and keep going, make another hit, make another hit. And it's interesting to see that's been getting that critique is the baby who is a rapper who a lot of people saying is just making the same song over and over again. But is that his fault? Because he's able to sell a lifestyle and a brand and able to make himself a brand and a sound. So it's like as soon as you hear a particular style of record, you know that's him. And it's like it's easy to keep going with the flow and it makes it seem like a big your whole career has just been this one big party. Which I guess looking ahead, we'll look back and be like, oh, now we're instead of making albums that tell a particular story, we're making a career that is just encompassing what you were to the scene, which is kind of interesting. And yeah, where are the iconic albums? In recent years, there's been plenty of albums that have gone number one, but in my personal opinion, I think 2016 was the last year that we got groundbreaking albums as like conceptual arts of work in music. Listed like Lemonade, Blonde, A Seat at the Table. I felt like these were the last that were out to prove a point and to change subject matter for the world at whole. You had Lemonade, which was dealing with someone going through marital issues, but also overcoming that and growing into a family and adapting. You have Blonde just talking about people in my age range, millennials, going through depression, anxiety, drug use, but still wanting to get the most out of themselves and life and the people around them. And then A Seat at the Table, probably one of the best cultural minded albums in a long time, of saying the black experience is a valid experience and offering, like, showing how much we offer to the world around us. So it's like, I'm curious to see what's next, in a sense of what can we talk about that needs to be talked about, and who will be able to do it in a way that can. So yeah, thanks for listening, and I hope if anybody has any more thoughts about this, email me please. I love talking about what's next. So yeah, thank you.